see from that side view that the hood is over the windshield of the car, which would make it very difficult for the driver to actually see where he or she is going. But they continue to go, now driving south on Yale. Very difficult to see with the hood, as you can see, up on the windshield. The vehicle now picking up a little bit of speed. The shot from Air 11 you cannot see, but right behind the car are HPD officers in pursuit of this vehicle. Again, we don't know the reason for the chase, but these things eventually do come to an end. We are told there is a spike strip that has been set in the road by HPD that is up ahead. Let's see what happens. Right there, just missed an officer. We don't know if they almost hit a cop, and the car is still driving. Now, we just saw this happen not too long ago, where another police officer was almost run over in another state. So that almost happened here. This vehicle now traveling east on Hamilton. HPD heading towards 45. We saw HPD, in case you're just joining us, try to lay down a spike strip to slow that car down, to bust those tires. That was not successful. The driver swerved out of the way and almost hit, may have clipped, we don't know yet, an HPD officer. We will find out about the condition of that officer, but police continue to chase the vehicle in northwest Houston. This is the I-45 feeder going southbound near Yale. I-45 feeder lanes going southbound. This is near Tidwell, by the way. Now going under the overpass. Looks like he might make a U-turn here. So let's see. There's the black vehicle. You can see the police right behind the vehicle. Now going northbound on the feeder, 45 near Tidwell, pulling into a parking lot. And let's see if police can track this vehicle down, perhaps use a maneuver if they find the space. One vehicle going out in front. They will determine what is safe, what they can do without damaging and creating a risk to other people. Several cars there, police officers in pursuit, now in a parking lot. This gets really tricky with a lot of cars parked there. Vehicle now back out on the street. This is Norderling going northbound. Norderling going northbound. HPD still in pursuit. This has been going on for about 10 to 15 minutes, we are told, in northwest Houston. The vehicle from this distance you cannot see, but the hood of the car is up on the windshield, making it very difficult for the driver to actually see. There was some sort of crash before Air 11 got over the scene, did not stop this person who is running for some reason we do not know, but they're still running with a damaged vehicle. Police were not able to slow the car down with spike strips. The driver was able to swerve out of the way, almost hit an HPD officer, may in fact have clipped the officer. We will find out. Now the car picking up speed as HPD tries to figure out how they're going to stop this vehicle going north on Norderling. North on Norderling. Now typically in these cases, they come to an end sooner or later. We've seen them go 2.5, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 20 minutes. It just depends. Many times when they pull over, the driver, but you see the black sedan is going past people in this residential area as HPD continues to pursue from behind. A chase that's lasted now about 15 minutes. The vehicle now moving towards Little York, I am told. So you can see moving at a pretty good pace through the intersections, which is not good. But let's see how police handle this. They will stay back, monitor the situation, wait for an opportunity to either perform a maneuver to bump this car or get spike strips in front of the vehicle. One attempt has already failed, so HPD will have to be patient and wait for an opportunity to get this driver to stop. In through an intersection now. This is Little York, going on Norderling through the intersection. HPD right behind this black sedan that continues to speed away. There you can see closer that the hood is up on the windshield. The driver's still going. We don't know how many people are in this vehicle. Could be one, could be 2 or 3. We just don't know. The reason for the person taking off, we don't know, but obviously there's good cause because police would not be chasing this person. So let's continue to follow and see what happens. North on Norderling, they've already crossed Little York. This is in northwest Houston. Now coming up on 20 minutes perhaps into this chase. Police are close. We are being told that 4 Houston police cruisers are being asked to stay in pursuit. The others are being told to run parallel on other streets, but only 4 are actually in pursuit. So these 4, it may come down to 4 HPD officers in cruisers to stop this car. Let's see what happens. They're right on the bumper. Let's see what happens. The car has now, car has come to a stop. Let's see if they can get the driver out with no issue. They try and block it in, the car takes off again. So here we go. The chase is on again. HPD tried to block him in. The driver stopped momentarily and then took off again. The police will try and be as careful as possible. You never know in these situations whether the driver is armed. You just don't know how desperate they are. But anytime you run, you got to be desperate. This is through a residential neighborhood in northwest Houston, off of Little York, off of Norderling. This is the section that we're talking about. Let's see what the police officer does. They're right on the driver's bumper. Now we're southbound on Karen. One cruiser really tailing this sedan, perhaps trying to figure out how to bump this car, make the car spin and get that driver to stop. But so far they've been unsuccessful. Chase still going on in northwest Houston. Fortunately, it seemed like there have been a lot of cars in this area. Once again, heading towards Little York. 2 cruisers, they are 3, one going the other way. You can see HPD all over this. But this driver will not stop. Now driving in traffic. One vehicle gets out of the way, HPD continuing to follow. So far, this driver in the black sedan with the hood up on the windshield has come close to hitting 2 vehicles, also came close to hitting an HPD officer who tried to lay down a spike strip, and that was unsuccessful because the driver was able to swerve out of the way. So HPD continues with the chase. We're told you see 2 cruisers there. There are as many as 4 following the vehicle, and other HPD cars are in the area continuing to track this car as it continues driving through northwest Houston. HPD will have to take their time to make sure they can stop this car without injuring other people, without somehow ending up in someone's yard, into a house. There are just a lot of variables here that HPD has to be careful of. We have seen instances in the past where people speeding away and they have run into houses, they've run into pedestrians, they've run into other cars. So HPD is always very careful about how they handle these situations. Now northbound on the, is this the feeder to 45? Okay, northbound on the HPD feeder. Looks like the patrol car up front. They're going to try to see if they can get in front and perhaps box the vehicle in. HPD vehicle in front of the black sedan now. We don't know what that means. Let's see if there's a maneuver they have in place.
Newsroom, we've got some breaking news that we're following. A chase on the north side of town. This on the North Freeway Frontage Road, headed northbound. Andy Bass is in Sky Eye HD over the scene. And Andy, we have seen this person running since about 2 o'clock. We do not know why. We're seeing a lot of maneuvering there as we watch your shot. And tell us exactly where this is. Do you know at this point?
Well, he just took it right off the northbound of the feeder road on the North Freeway. I'm not too sure what secondary roadway he's over right now, but he's traveling a high-speed rate on heading eastbound on this little service road right now.
All right, we are hearing that this is eastbound on Gulfing. This is a unique chase because I know, Andy, you're just getting up there and obviously trying to stay over the scene is a bit of a challenge right now. Certainly widening out might make that a little easier to follow. The hood of this sedan has been popped up over the front windshield. Somehow, this driver has managed to continue to drive for quite a few minutes with the hood of the vehicle up over the front windshield. And apparently, this person is able to peer out of just a small hole or an air intake area on that hood. But we have seen some erratic driving. And Andy, as you are able to tell us, we have seen some pretty high speeds just in the past couple of minutes.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, that the that the hood is definitely up and blinding the person who's driving this car right now. High speed, you know, it's very hard to do high speed on the secondary roadway, especially going in and out of traffic like he is right now. He just crossed over airline on this little service road right now. You can definitely see some cops in the backfield just trying to contain him as much as possible. But without being able to see through the front windshield, it's going to be very hard for him to imagine where he's going to.
And we also want to make the point that parts of this chase have been quite volatile. We have seen this person getting very close to police officers who had pulled over into a parking lot and were trying to stop the suspect who was running for an unknown reason. The person driving this vehicle got extremely close to those officers and really endangered them before taking off again. They also got them, somebody actually had to dive out of the way. They actually ended up also getting this driver locked into a position for a little while and got this driver stopped. At that point, police got out of their vehicles and pulled their guns. And again, this happening in northeast Houston, in the North Houston area, pulled their guns, and then that driver took off again. Andy, we are seeing a much higher rate of speed at this point as well. And again, we have to keep in mind as viewers that most of that view is blocked, that driver's seeing very few actual signs and scenery there as they drive. And we are headed up to a highway here in northeast Houston. Is that right, Andy?
It's very hard for me to tell exactly where we're headed because the chopper's in running alongside.
Headed toward the Hardy Toll Road. So as we get close to that, we'll be able to tell whether or not this person gets onto the toll road there on another frontage road. And now this is a better view. As you can see, coming much closer, the cops are ramming the vehicle, and it's now losing control, fishtailing, and it looks like they have gotten this vehicle to stop. That person is still in the vehicle as we watch this, the hood over the windshield, and a huge amount of smoke, Andy. It's difficult to tell where that's coming from.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of smoke.
This area clouded in, officers surrounding the suspect's vehicle with their guns drawn. We have lots and lots of officers' cars, and they're not going to take any precautions or any chances here just because of the actions that we saw out of this driver over the past 20 minutes. It looks like they now have that driver on the ground there, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. They did. That is correct. They do have the driver out and on the ground right now.
Okay, and as far as we can tell, just one person in that vehicle that we saw come out. I know it was difficult with all that smoke that filled the air.
Yeah, so far there was just one person that we see that was out of this vehicle, and that's that person in the orange.
Okay, and they're going to go ahead and get this person into a patrol car. Andy, we also saw a whole lot of officers chasing this person, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely. We counted at least 15 that were pursuing this person.
Okay, this, by the way, everybody, coming to an end at the Hardy Toll Road, southbound feeder road. This is right where it's coming to an end. Again, this suspect running for an unknown reason, putting officers' lives and certainly a lot of other motorists in danger. The good news is this chase has ended. That suspect now in custody, and we'll certainly have a lot more on this coming up on Eyewitness News starting at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, we're going to take you back to your regularly scheduled program. I'm Alona Carson, and we'll see you on Eyewitness News at 4.
This police chase coming to an end in northwest Houston. We're going to have much more coming up for you on this story on our 4 o'clock news.
This has been breaking news from KPRC Local 2 News. We now rejoin our regularly scheduled program already in progress.